Here we are again.
Hello. I love that little song. It's like so soothing.
It is, yeah. It's been ingrained now. I think it's episode 29. Yeah, let me get my blind so it's maybe not so dark.
Whoa,
Darker? Yeah.
very dark.
I'll just put it back on.
But it might also be because your camera didn't like white balance immediately.
Ah, yes. I haven't messed with that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's the hat, probably. It puts too much of a shadow. I don't know.
How have you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yesterday was pretty productive after the stream. I got where let me show you. Let's see if I can find the right buttons. Window, this one. Yeah. So I got a cluster running yesterday. So if we get the pods, everything's up and running and happy. I was able to figure out the issue.
Okay.
Is they changed their tag convention for
for
the WASM cloud host.
Okay.
Yeah, so they added some stuff to the tags.
I see.
So the other one wasn't working. So if we get get deployments, we can see that we got all of our components, all of our thingamajigs going.
Okay.
So I also took the liberty of, because the GitHub action failed. No surprise.
It did. Okay.
So we could start there, or I took the liberty, if we go into my packages, I pushed a public one.
Go. Hell yeah.
Of version 1.0. Oh, that magnifying glass. It came back. Yeah. Anyway, so we could either, fight through the GitHub actions, or we can try this and see.
Okay. So, I mean, we solved the issue. I'd love to finish up the action, but what do you think?
I think if we just try to apply the config, we'll see if our application works, and then if we can actually work past the issue, like they said in the comments. And then, if it's still an error, we'll say, I can go back to the issue and say, hey, I'm not able to work through it, essentially. Yes. And then we can pivot to the action.
I think that's a great plan. Let's do that.
All right. Let's see here. So we need to open up deployment or deploy. We'll add this. And GCC is now ingrained, which is awesome.
Hey, love that.
So let's see here. Server, that should all be fine. I'm not changing the name. One PR would be to add their application manifest to the Kubernetes extension linter, so it doesn't tell me false syntax errors. Let's see here. So now we can just apply. I need the F flag. Deploy. I have little hope this will just work. Deployed. What? Gonna prove me wrong here. Let's see here. Okay. Describe application. Rust. WASI. Hello.
Woo.
Still deployed. Okay. That's cool. Let's just for fun look at the logs. Git pods k logs -c WASM cloud host, and then the name of the container. I see no error.
Okay. Does that mean we port forward and try it out?
That is what that means. So let's it's not that one, it's this one. So let's get the host pod. Okay, I thought I hid that. So echo. Okay, got our host pod. Oh, that's interesting. If I alt tab and then it goes to the StreamYard.
Yeah.
That silly thing.
Oh, I see. Do you have two screens? One screen?
I have two now. I have a portable monitor over here that I'm using so I can see the chat and see you. Um, I think I need new monitors. I'm getting to the point. And so I go through this cycle where I'll get a setup,
Mhm.
I'll get a setup, it works great, and then just the restlessness sets in.
Mhm.
I wanna improve my setup again. In between, like 6 months or a year, I'll be minimalist and go down to a 27
Oh,
inch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Eventually, I'll feel constrained, and then I'll switch to I have a 34-inch monitor that I got, when I worked at Stack Overflow that I'll switch out, and it's huge, it's like
Mhm.
monitor. But anyway, I gave that to my mom for her. She does a lot
Right.
of install work, um, but now I miss it. Now I wish I
Oh,
could go back. So, an excuse to buy a new one.
yeah. Do you
That's
watch
my thought
the
process.
do you know the channel on YouTube, Optimum Tech?
I do not.
It it's so good. It is my favorite. It sounds very like Optimum Tech. That sounds nerdy, but it's like it's the most soothing thing ever. It's a
Oh, I think
guy
you
who's like,
showed me a couple of these. Is this it right here?
yes, that's it.
Okay.
It's like the visuals are fantastic, but he does everything kind of feels like in-house. And it's like, hey,
Oh, I
we're
just
gonna
watched his Razer, like, a review, like, it's
yes.
cheating because of the
Yeah,
switches.
it's
It
so
made me
good.
wanna buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's so soothing. He like, it's just kind of like here's what and then like, he'll like do reviews of things, including monitors, which is why I thought of you.
Ah, let's see what
But
he's got. Okay.
he has like two interesting things that he's like done. One is he's built a custom mouse to like go all the way down for his like specific play style because he plays shooters like somewhat
Okay, first-person
competitively.
shooter. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not like, ooh, let's try a game. No, he's like, no, I enjoy gaming
Mhm.
on the side. And he
It
like
is a
he built
hobby.
his like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so good. I love it.
I
Anyway,
I will take a look at that for monitor reviews.
yes.
Okay. Yes, so here we are. Port
Side
forward.
side quest done.
Yeah, so completed.
Let's port
Never
forward.
never
Okay,
got to
time.
the point where we could do the, like, mission complete, like, when we complete a side
Mhm.
quest. I would love that. Hey, what is this? What is
Ooh.
this?
What?
Curl.
What? It says your application running on port 8080 is available. Open in browser.
Look at that. It works.
Hey, whoa,
Hey, we successfully
hey,
this is, like, 4 hours now
we did
of
it.
streaming, maybe more. We did it. Holy cow.
Woo. Okay, okay. Look at that.
Where's the confetti when
Hello,
you need it?
WAS HB Proxy World.
Yep.
And that was the app that we built.
Was it D for data?
Yeah, to post to it.
Okay, well, that
I don't
doesn't
think.
work.
Oh, maybe it's echo/echo
Slash echo?
as a URL.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. Oh.
We'll have to figure that out. But it's
I
running. The component's
yeah,
running
exactly.
on the cluster. So if we do k get applications. So now I'm curious if we k get pods, k logs dash c wasm cloud host. Okay. So yeah, that failed to handle invocation.
Oh, if you go to /wait, that works. And then you can give it a it'll just wait for 1 second. There you go.
Okay. Sleep.
Takes no data. It just waits for a second.
Okay, so
Also,
that endpoint works. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Sweet. Hey, but it's running. That was the main thing. Before we couldn't even get it
Yeah,
up and going. So now it's more of a routes thing.
exactly.
Okay. Which is
And
at the application.
the plan is to add a /echo route. I just haven't gone around to it yet. Because what we need to do is we need to take the low level WASI bindings for HTTP,
Okay.
wrap them because this is a server, not a client. I've done this for client already, but wrap them in a way that it exposes all like standard stuff, and then we can like make echoing easy, those kinds of things.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't know. My energy level isn't allowing me to express my thrill that we actually got that to work finally. So.
Yeah. It's always a little anticlimactic, like when you're like debugging for a while and then you come back to it and then
That's
first
true. That's
try,
true.
kind of. It's like, oh yeah, we got it first try. It's like, no, we got it 27th try.
27th try. Yep. That's my what's my favorite Lego Batman.
Oh yeah.
I think I've shared this with you before.
Yes.
But that's what my life feels like.
Yes.
Okay, so now we can switch to the action.
So do we have all of this documented? Do we have a one-step install? I mean, it's okay if we don't, but
We do mostly.
okay.
So the only thing that's missing here, if I do cube CTL, no, stop that. Deploy. So if I commit this, we would from an AZCLI.
Love that. Great.
So, and that would be easy to. I mean, you could just run setup sh and it would work. So I can commit that after the stream if we want.
Yeah.
And that's AKS specific, but you could switch out this part for kind. If you had a kind cluster already set up, you'd skip this and then run this. But we can iron that out and polish that later. So let's see here. Let's go look at the build logs.
Okay. Oh, you want to build logs of the GitHub action?
Yeah.
For the PR we made yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
So if we go to action, this is the mod. Let's tag, publish, tags, command not found.
Command not found.
Okay, so let's look at publish. So tags. So if we
you might not the spaces between the equals. That might be the issue.
Like this, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because that was interpreting as the command tags. You're giving the argument of equals and the first arg.
My Windows scripting lingers still. So git add. This is publish. Scripts publish. I guess it could be fix. Space. Extra spaces. Oh, it's going to prompt me for my key. Eventually. Usually, it's weird. This is the only repository that it takes longer than usual. Usually it's pretty instant.
Weird. Wonder why.
I do know. I should learn to cache it, the password.
I just do it through 1Password.
That was on my list that I deleted. Let's see here. 1Password for. I ran into it this morning when I was creating a token.
Oh, filter right. Timed out.
Interesting.
No keybox daemon running. Question mark?
It should be shared with Windows. I guess I could remove signing from the config. What is that? Git config. Is it list? Or dash list? Or just git config? There we go. There's one in here. Is it tag? That's auto signs? Yeah.
Oh.
Is it commit?
Commit both.
Both. Okay.
Well, that's for the git tag command. The other's for the git sign command or
Mm,
commit.
so if
Never
I
mind. I
do,
said words. Different
okay.
commands.
Oh, okay.
I
So
think I was telling you right before stream that I only had a double espresso today instead of 4 shots of espresso, and I'm like
ah,
noticeably more cooked.
let's see, get commit. There. We'll just take off the auto signing
Yep.
until I can fix that.
Yes.
Okay, so that is there. We should have a new run going. And this might take a while. The build takes a little bit. What side stories do we have while we wait? Question: what do you use your 1Password for at the command line? So I ran into GitHub Actions, GPG key. That's enough valid. That's enough usefulness.
So
Do it.
I installed the. I don't remember how I set up the GitHub or the Git signing stuff, but I do use it for that. I think that's the only thing actually that I
Oh.
use it for
Well, you can.
from the command line.
It has a command line, right? So like if I
Oh
had
yeah,
a pat token in there that was valid, like I could just use the CLI to grab that secret.
yeah.
Okay.
So I don't do many command line workflows anymore, or I don't script much. I just kind of just write Rust code or documents. You know, you don't really need it for that. Um, do you have many secrets you like need to access from the command line?
Mostly the GitHub action type stuff or Git. I think is kind of my only valid one. Ansible playbook would be another one. That would be useful to
Oh yeah.
have. I use that to set up my WSL a lot of times, although it's still somewhat broken.
Oh yeah.
If we look at here, let's connect to WSL. I'll show you. Yeah, most of these will still work. So if I do git this, yeah. So if I look at my main one, I have it install. I'm tempted to go back to NeoVim, honestly, just for fun. Yeah, so this is kind of what I install.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was tinkering with Helm earlier today, so that's why that's there. So
that makes sense.
But there's a little bit of difference between this was originally written for Ubuntu install and not WSL. So there's just differences.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I still wish like the ergonomics on that kind of stuff were like better. Where you could like declaratively, I don't know, almost say like WSL start a fresh Ubuntu like instance with this config file, and then it just like builds it.
That was my goal. So I had a script that would delete and create the WSL instance itself, and then it would there's kind of the chicken and the egg with configuration management, which is how do you get the agent on the box. So I created my own little distribution package with Ansible installed, and then it could run. But I don't know. It should be more simplistic. There should be some kind of like the dev box. I don't know if you've ever seen that, or dev home, where you can just say, or even in the WSL manager, you could, so that it has a concept of a machine configuration.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
But it's mostly with WinGit, and setting up your repositories.
Okay.
But this would be awesome. I think what they're working on, like here's a configuration file. It uses desired state configuration, which is what I was familiar with before. But it's mostly in your Windows environment. So like install this wget package, install this, and that works pretty well. But I wish there was like a sub list in here for WSL. Like here's what I want my WSL to look like.
Oh, I kind of
I
like
think it's
this
coming.
though. This is
It's pretty
good.
handy. It's a good step. It's a good step.
Yeah. I knew of the dev thing, but I hadn't seen it before. I kind of forgot about it, but this is great, actually.
It looks super awesome. They demoed it at Build last year
Oh,
that I
nice.
went to. That's how I learned about it. But I really like. I should do this with as much as I rebuild. I should get to the point where I can just give it a config file.
I used to have that for macOS almost, where oh my god, it one time it was like 2016. I was from going from Berlin to Hamburg, and on my way over, on a bus because I was kind of broke. I was trying to like I don't know work on something because I was giving a talk later in the day, and I was working on my talk in the bus and one of those tables, but then the bus turned and I wasn't used to it, and so my laptop slid off the table onto the floor and cracked the screen, and I was like, shit. So I was like, okay, I have two options here: cancel my talk or get a new computer before my talk. Because I was like, repairing this thing, I looked it up on my phone. I was like, repairing the thing was the same as like a new computer. I was like, okay, we're not going to do that. Like, I might as well get like a new one. So I went into the Apple store. I was like, I'd like a new computer, please. They were like, okay, sounds good. And then I was like, okay, I have 3 hours to my talk. I need to set up my machine. Is it okay if I just plug in and like start installing things? And they were like, yeah, sure. And at the time, I had it set up so that I could curl, I believe, a Git release that contained a script that would auto install everything I needed on my machine. And so I opened the thing and they were like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I think I had like my roosting and like my keyboard separately. So okay, you're okay, you've got a setup going, new computer. I curled the thing and like windows start opening, things like start streaming, things start installing, permissions start happening, and they like their jaws were like on the floor, like
I
we've
need that.
never seen anything like this. What is going on? I was like, oh yeah, I'm setting up my computer. We're like, what? That's fine.
That's where I did a lot with Windows stuff. So like I started my very first project, so to speak, when I
Mm-hmm.
got out of college was to migrate a little engineering office from XP to Windows 7. And
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved on to SCCM. So like I for probably the first 5 or 6 years spent like building Windows either endpoints or servers and using like SCCM or what was the other one? There was a free version of it that you could use. But yeah, constantly doing that, automating package installs and stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
could never get it to the place where it was just, where I wanted it to be. I think
I
on any box, just because it's, I don't know, it's just difficult to get that item potency.
I did it one time. I got to that point like one time, maybe twice actually, but I was like, I have a second job now. This is a hobby. This is work. I'd like to like do other stuff with my life, and so I stopped.
Mm-hmm. I think, well, the other point to that is you also minimized your configuration and just kind of got used to
Yeah,
defaults. So that
exactly.
reminds me of a really good book. Let me see if I can find it.
Like I sometimes do have like nostalgia for like my NeoVim setup with Tmux and like all of the
Oh, for sure.
things. And then, now I'm like, yeah, it was okay.
Well, you just got to figure out where to put your energy, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's fun for a while.
Exactly.
I do miss the Tmux NeoVim workflow for just how easy it was to toggle between projects.
Hmm.
Like it is nice, but then there's just like when I run into debugging or the what's the LSP server, like they're just
Yeah.
not as good.
Helix is incredible in that regard. Like the Helix editor has like one click install almost for LSP servers. An auto detection fully built in. It's really good actually.
Is it as fast and as like full as VS Code's? Like, would you miss Rust Analyzer? Maybe it's even using the same one, but what
It
I
is
found was it's just not as quick and it's not as full in detail.
so I think it's less full because Rust Analyzer uses custom extensions and it maintains the VS Code client. So part things are not part of LSP. It does maintain. like additional things so it can like communicate more data. So I imagine it is less full. If it's as quick, I find terminal editors to be just less fast than like graphical editors because
Which
of
is
you're
interesting.
constrained by terminal.
Oh.
So I don't know. I
Hmm.
also haven't like seriously used it. It was more like, ooh, this is easy to set up. And then am I having a good time? I'm not having a good time. Okay, great. I'm switching back to VS Code.
I'm gonna switch.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We got another error in the publish. Invalid value for reference, invalid reference format.
Okay, so we picked the value of main, and that's not what we wanted. We wanted the tag, not the branch.
Yeah. So we need to go to our workflow.
Yep.
Publish.
Uh-huh.
And tags. Can we start a dot?
Let's take a look again at the output there.
Sure. Come on. This one.
Because it's a good sign that we're getting some output. It's a bad sign that we're getting, or it's bad that we're getting the wrong output. Image.version equals main.
Wonder how it determines that.
Oh, we should tell it Semver or something.
Yeah, I thought that was an option.
Yeah, hold on.
Let's look at.
Oh, hold on.
Sure.
Line 24 is interesting. Because it contains tags, right?
Where's tags at?
No, right there, line 24, the first thing, tags colon.
Okay.
So the tag isn't just main, the tag is that entire URL.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, exactly. We need it to be 0.1.0 or something like that.
So if we look at what was
Also,
the
why
action
is it
called?
triggering on your PR?
My PR?
Yeah.
I haven't made a PR, right?
Hmm?
I didn't make a PR. I just pushed.
Oh, you just okay, got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just pushed because I'm a contributor.
Then why is it triggering on that?
Because it's being pushed to main. So here's the trigger.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, should we have that? Should it be like a trigger on tag?
Could be.
I think it should only trigger on tag.
We can change it.
Yeah, but for debugging purposes, it's still wrong, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So if we look at this, let's figure out. I think there was a Semver example in here.
Yeah, hold on. Can you just look at their output for a sec? The
Right here?
screenshot? Yep, that's the one. Yeah, their version says master here, right?
Yeah.
So that feels like the wrong thing. But it feels consistent with what we're seeing, right?
Well, here's usage Semver. Yeah, so because we haven't changed it, I'm wondering what's different with this. Oh, here are tags. And then we define what the pattern is here. So Docker meta, we have to add this.
Okay. Let's do that.
I think it's right after images. Oh, I wish it would just auto format this for me. Is it underneath images?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. That should work. And if you don't want me to push up to it to
that's
keep,
fine.
okay. I can also just create a fork or something. I think I created a Well, I cloned the template, so I could trial edit there too if we wanted, but
it's okay. I don't care.
okay.
The like having the history in there, I like it doesn't matter, right? What we care or what I care about is like that we arrive at like the right outcome.
Okay. So where's version coming from though? You know what I mean?
No,
So this is a variable.
is it?
Yeah. I think in a workflow, this is it's something. So this would be a step, and this is a variable defined somewhere else.
I don't know if that's true.
How will it know what version is?
It might just inject it somehow, or it might like use this as a string literal and then like inject it inside of it itself.
Okay.
Because if you look at this, the way they're using variables is with a $sign prepended, right? A couple lines down.
Yeah, that's when it's coming from a step.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah. This just feels like a handlebar style template, potentially.
Okay.
It might be meaningless in sort of the yeah.
Because if you look at the tags here, okay. I'm just curious how it's going to determine where does the versioning
Oh, I
start.
saw the version there.
Where at?
Like there, labels, Oracle containers, image.version.
Okay, where's this coming from? Combining
That's
will
came from.
look like this.
So if we get, instead of like referencing tags, what if we reference args.docker meta version or labels.oracle containers image.version?
Hey, where does it say? I'm trying to find an example where they're tagging the container image when it's pushed. This shouldn't be so hard. Dun, 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 dun. Tags input. Tags is the core input of the action. Key value. Dun, dun, dun.
So we must only filter on Semver because WASI like require or like the WASM components, they can only be versioned using Semver. Like if they have like a, what do you call it? The wait documents and stuff, which is the actual interface. That doesn't mean that the resulting applications necessarily need to be Semver. Maybe not.
Bake. What's this other action? Bake.
Yeah, I might be wrong.
Oh. This is confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, here's the build and push. Are we using build and push?
No.
We're using just scripts with commands. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We want to have our own.
Okay, tags. Event pull request. Labels. So they pass labels to it as well. How is it figuring out what to use?
So that comes from steps, right?
Yep.
So we have that step Docker meta, and that produces output.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, so I can see where it's coming from, but what does this look like when it's passed to the Docker publish commands? Like, what does it look like when it touches?
I imagine it is JSON, and it looks like the raw output that we just saw.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess since we added the type here, we could see what tags now becomes. right? If we just push these changes.
I don't think we should reference tags. Like if you go back to
Okay.
the Docker page here, like we can look at the output, right? JSON output object. There's a literal key there in the index. No, go up. Glossary, yeah, there, where your mouse is. Down, 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 down. JSON output object there.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so it
Version.
does produce JSON.
So we want this.
Yes, that is what we want.
Okay. So we actually probably just want this. Like that.
I believe so.
Labels. Is that the right label?
Yes.
Okay. Image version. Let's give it a try.
The reason why that label looks that way is that's just the way the Docker command that we're using outputs it.
So we need scripts, publish, and .github. Workflow, publish, YAML. Let's find out.
Just took us 8 minutes last time. Let's see how long it takes us now.
Could skip all that and just have it output this the tag.
Does it? Ooh, cache cargo bin. Is that good? I hope it's good.
We didn't change anything with the install, so I think it's fine.
No, it is downloading, and I'm assuming about to build. Yep. My pet theory is that Rust would do well to sort of like continue its vertical integration of tooling. So things like build caches would become part of its build tool. The build tool and the compiler would become the same thing. The compiler and the IDE like support would eventually merge. It's a big undertaking and nobody's funding it, but as sort of end result, it would be good.
What was it? Helix or something you were telling me about?
Helix editor. Yeah.
Just while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
Build from source. Okay.
It's so easy. Like the easiest thing in the world. Where you just install the package for it, and then you say Helix LSP, and it'll like list whatever's installed and what it can find. And if it can't find it, like it'll be like, I can't find it. Like, and then you can like ask for instructions how to install it. It's so good.
Excellent. I think a friend of mine mentioned this probably a year ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah. I just started using U of M.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't like about Helix conceptually is it doesn't have a client server design. So the editor itself is like a monolith. It's a single window.
Okay.
So if you want to integrate it with things like Zellige or Tmux, you can't be like my compiler output or my diagnostics go into this thing that is managed by Tmux, and then my CLI goes in this thing. It must all like be managed by just the one panel essentially.
Oh, that's a little troublesome. The multi-panel
Yeah.
is kind of the big selling point for me for NeoVim.
Yeah. So I don't like that, but they supposedly have a better editor style where it's like rather than verb noun, they have like noun verb. That
Okay.
seems to be better, but requires relearning your Vim bindings. And I was like, yeah, I'm already relearning everything about my keyboard. I'm going to keep that one.
I'm gonna sidestep that.
Yeah, for now.
I'll have to spiff up my terminal again though if I switch back.
Or you don't, or you stick to a default workflow.
Yeah.
Become a peasant like me.
There's something to say about simplicity, you know.
Yeah.
The tools can get in the way. Oh, I brought this book over. I don't remember the context now. But
what book? The
Paradox of Choice.
Yeah, we were talking about like default things, default choices.
So yeah, why more is less?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have. This is how I used to take notes. You probably can't see that at all, but will it focus? No. Mm-hmm. It's called an index of ideas. So basically anything that caught your attention, you just jot down the general idea with the page number. Mm-hmm. And there was one in here about defaults. Let's see if I was diligent enough to jot something down. Defaults, I don't see it. Because he talks about default choice in here. So we'll just look at the, while we wait. It's still compiling, right? Yeah. Don't tell me you don't have an index at the back of the book. Okay, it does. D. Decision making. Default settings, 113. Story time. With Josh. Let's see here, 113. Yeah, second order decisions. So this is advice on like how to reduce decision fatigue. Second order decisions, one kind of second order decision is the decision to follow a rule. If you're buckling your seatbelt, if buckling your seatbelt is a rule, you will always buckle up. And the issue of whether it's worth the trouble for a 1 mile trip to the market won't just arise. If you adopt the rule that you will never cheat on your partner, you will eliminate countless painful and tempting decisions that might confront you later. So it's essentially like leaning on rules and leaning on standards to reduce your cognitive load and your decision making, which is, I think, kind of along the lines of what you're doing with, I'm not going to worry about all this custom configuration. I'm just going to live with what's out of the box and be happy there, which is another one, which is, contentment.
Yeah, I like that. I think it describes like what irked me also like at the start of the pandemic when people were like, well, people can choose to wear a mask, but also we want this thing to go over. I'm like, just making a rule is simpler for everyone so nobody has to like figure it out, for example. Like whether you agree with it or not, but like at least from a communication perspective, yeah. Like it feels pointless when airlines are like, we strongly recommend everyone wear a mask, and then you see 0 people wearing a mask, and it's like, either you care enough to say you should do it, or you don't care enough, and then just don't say it.
That's I can really relate that from a parenting perspective. So like TV with the kids is one where we do have a rule, but they're like honey badgers. Like, okay, well, I'll give you a good example. So hadn't watched TV in a while. We kind of took it away. They did something bad, so we took it away. Brought it back over the weekend. Yeah. And right away at 7:00, my son comes in like, can I watch TV? And I was like, no, wait till your sister's up. You can watch a movie together. And then it was, well, can I watch a show by myself while I wait? No. And then it was, well, can I at least watch the trailer of the movie we're going to watch in 20 minutes? And I'm like, no, but it's exhausting to continually say no, even when you've got the rule. So I wonder what he's got about that. Like, but let your no be no and your yes be yes kind of thing, I guess, is probably the best for that occasion. But I should read this again. It was a lot of good advice. It was written in the early thousands. And so the examples are a little humorous because he talks about choice and like how much they were from 20 years prior to this, like in the 80s. But then if you go from 2000 to now, the amount of choice is way more than it used to be back even in the thousands. Like he's talking about, and it's simple stuff, just basically our ability to have access to information. He talks a lot about, like, you used to have a phone book and like all this, or wait, you used to have to like go and find or call an operator and the operator would know. And then now you have a phone book. And then I'm like, well, now I can find every number ever in the world, so it's just kind of funny in that sense. And he talks about genes, like how there used to just be a pair of genes and now there's 3 different gene types.
Yeah, 3. Wow. That's right.
I think I just got a new pair of jeans the other day and I was like, there's 9 aisles. Each aisle had 3 different types of jeans.
And that's for one shop. There's many shops.
And that's one shop. That's not if you went on Amazon and started looking at it.
Yeah.
So, but it was really interesting and insightful to see and hear how much decision making takes its toll on your brain and your mental capacity. Like you have a finite number of decisions to make in a day.
Yeah. I do like the idea of, because there's sort of like, there's 2 conflicting forces, right? There's you don't want to make too many decisions because it's like, oh my God, I'm tired of just choosing things. I don't want to choose anymore.
But you don't want no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. But then oftentimes you hear people of like midlife crisis. I kind of think of as someone has been running the default version of life for so long that they find themselves in a place where they're like, oh, what? We're midway through and this was it? Like, what? I haven't done the things that make me happy. I'm going to buy a motorcycle. I've always wanted a motorcycle. I'm going to and then they go through a series of like things very suddenly, very quickly, because they're panicking because they haven't been making the choices that make them happy. They've been doing what they thought was the expectation for so long. And there's a balance there between like, yeah, you don't want to tire yourself out like by choosing new stuff nonstop, but you also do want to choose new stuff or stuff that makes you happy or like, stuff you're unsure about.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff about regret and then opportunity cost in here.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think. It's called, the chapter is Why We Suffer. The point of choice. Yeah, this is very similar to what you're talking about.
Interesting.
Satisfaction will, with life scale. What's just the most?
By the way, did the thing work?
It did. Yeah, so back to this. It made main though. It didn't.
Oh, we didn't make a trigger on tag, so of course it would just pick whatever.
Okay. So what do you need to?
And it means that our tag filter doesn't work. No, I think this is correct. Line 60 is correct.
Okay.
It is line 33 that may not be. Oh, 30 or something. The patterns. The tag patterns.
This pattern. Okay.
Yeah. Major dot minor. I think we need to do semver, comma pattern, major dot minor dot patch. Or maybe that's the same as version. So if we delete this line.
This one?
Yeah. And then type ref, event PR, event equals branch. Probably neither of those as well. We should double check.
Well, that makes sense. We wouldn't need the branch. So the event equals branch, event equals PR, type. I don't know what that means.
We just want on main only ever.
Yeah.
And then all the way at the top, the trigger should just be like tags.
Delete these 2 then, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, we'd have to use the GitHub command or in the GUI to create a new tag, and then the tag would run this workflow.
Correct.
Okay. So
because then we've automated the creating of the artifacts, and what we then have is what's remaining is like automating creating of a release somehow. Maybe like push a button to be like, we're going to release version whatever, like a new patch version. It then like knows what to do.
Okay, push that up. So we could even, I think I have the ability. I might not have the ability to delete artifacts.
Nah, it's fine. We can delete both, right?
Sure can. So now,
is it running?
It is running. Well, it's pushed, but it should run once we create a tag. So we have to create a tag.
Oh, right. Yeah. Create a new release? Or, oh, you can probably do like.
I could just do tag right here.
Yeah.
Test.
Or like locally even. Git tag, give it a 010, and then git push to tags.
Okay, so git tag. What do you want it? 0.1.0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And git push.
And then git push -- tags.
That's right. I haven't messed with tags since I worked on the GitHub action for notation.
And then action should trigger. Hey, look at that. It's going. Look at it go. Now, what would be really sick and out of scope for today, I'd say, but where we could do a thing where on release, we have an action that triggers a release, and it says, "Hey, here's the release. We associate artifacts with this release." It auto builds the artifacts, and then it has a .wasm attached to it.
Well, that was really fast.
And then on tag, it wow. Oh, probably since we already like built it, it might just be cached.
So good.
Okay.
Packages.
Yeah.
Just.
Ooh, look at that. Okay.
Success.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay. Can you check issues real quick? Exercise. Oh, we don't have it. No, I think it's in the README, actually. There's a list of like to-dos somewhere at the bottom, I believe.
Version.
Automatically publish a package. Deploy. I think it's at deploy remote artifact. No, okay. That's the automation part. No, yeah, it's the automatically publish a package on GitHub releases that we do have. That's doing stuff now.
Oh, and I can.
Yes, you can.
I can publish the setup script.
The setup script?
Yeah, to set up the AKS stuff.
Yeah, we should probably create a repo for that, though.
Oh, that's right. You wanted a separate repo.
Yeah.
No problem. I can do that.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, hey, I've got a thing working.
Hey, progress. Look at that.
Yes, both actually. We got we fixed the tagging automatically, and then we also got our instance working. Now, can we deploy that latest tag? Probably, right? Easy.
Yeah, I should be able to. Let's try it out. So if we go back to, I think it was deploy YAML. We actually should just be able to do these like that, right? I think that's what it was.
Looking.
So K apply -F deploy, and it changed, and we can K describe K get applications failed. Right row.
Ooh.
Let's describe application. Okay, image. Hopefully that's the right path. It looks like it is. So let's look at the logs. K get pods, K logs -C wasm. Oh, if you meant to update the component to the new, use the update command.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's interesting though, because that's not normal behavior for a Kubernetes resource. Normal behavior is it would swap the image for you if it noticed that your configuration had changed. Which it did on the resource, but the manager, the host, didn't take it in. So what if we just do this? K delete -f deploy, and then we can apply it again.
Check the status.
Sure. K get applications. None. There. Still failed. What could be different from your artifact to my artifact? Can't think of anything.
The version?
A version should be the same.
Oh, yeah. Weird.
We almost left the stream on a high note. Almost.
No, can't have that. Okay, so if you scroll up, there is an error there.
The handler one?
Yeah. Or I guess it's a warn, not an error.
$10.22.
Check status again. Failed just means it doesn't. Yeah. Weird.
Private key file. I would expect to see something about the image.
Failed to handle shutdown. HTTP provider exiting. Receive termination signal. Component stopped. If you meant to update this component, wait, is that just the old logs? Yeah, that's 1726, and then 15 seconds later. Something's not being hooked up correctly.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty finicky.
I don't like that.
Let's do this. We'll delete and recreate the host pod. And that should kill the component running the server itself too. I wonder if it's because this didn't change also, and so it's, it's not matched with the new version of the component.
Shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Really.
Get pod, so it's running again. Reconciling.
Okay.
What do the logs say? Oh, okay.
Bucket already exists. That looks better. That's not many logs. Reconciling.
This is where we were at last time.
Huh. It's finicky. It's very finicky.
Failed.
Okay.
Logs, anything new? Nope, same.
Same logs.
Bucket already exists.
That seems fine.
That's connected.
Started listening.
This.
Do we have the WADM server, the graphical thing?
I think I'd have to figure out how to do the port forwarding. 1 second.
Because it feels like it's something inside of that state, right?
Yeah, and perhaps that's not the proper way to update an application deployment, but that would be the normal way that I would do a normal Kubernetes deployment.
Like I think it's a failure mode if someone with, I mean, you're not like Paul, where Paul is like our resident expert, but you're comfortable,
Yeah,
definitely.
decently comfortable.
Yeah, and for you to like struggle with this, that's not good. That feels like a failure.
Okay.
Not complete and irreparable failure, but it's not something that should be improved.
Yeah. Let's see here. Local. Is it 4222? Doesn't like it.
Invalid HTTP
4223.
response.
Bad request.
It is handling it. I don't know.
That's what it tells me to do in the docs.
Okay, curl 4222. Received HTTP 09? No, we can fix that. We can hardcode the HTTP version. Like, why is it curling with 09? That's wild. That's like 9094 version of the protocol rather than the updated like 1.1, which is the standard.
Is it dash dash version?
It's not the version of curl, it's a version of the protocol curl's using.
Oh, I gotcha.
So it's something like, because you can make it do HTTP2, for example, but we want HTTP 1.1. Set curl
1.1, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this.
What? Hmm. Huh.
So that doesn't work either.
Oh, maybe after URL. Weird.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Curl 1 received HTTP 09 when not allowed. Curl is making it. If you do -vv, you'll see that curl is actually making HTTP 1.1 request. Probably.
Get 1.1.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're getting a
Received
response that's 09. That should never be the case. That's wild.
So their endpoint's returning back 9.9.
Yeah, or the proxy is. No, the proxy is just port forwarding. Yeah, their endpoint is. Which is what? I'm just so confused.
I might need coffee now.
Yeah. Okay.
Break down my 2 weeks off.
Yeah. Okay. I want to say this might just be an okay stopping point. Again, like we got running, we got working, we got working with tag. We did not manage to get updating. That is maybe okay. We're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, I bet if we were to, there can't be anything wrong with our component because I just did publish and pushed it to mine with the warg or whatever. Uses the same command. I actually just looked at your publish script, pulled that command out, just ran it from my command line.
Yeah.
So there's no difference in the component at all.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it was because my component was deployed and then I tried to update it. Perhaps I should have run it as a different application so it didn't try to update this deployment. But I bet if we just like ran through this and rebuilt the cluster, it would work. But it shouldn't be that fragile. In my opinion,
I agree.
But again, if we're probably doing it, I know I saw a lot of the wash commands. They have the commands to do upgrades and updates, and maybe they're expecting it to be done through that once it's deployed. I don't know. I don't know what the pattern is just yet.
Maybe it. Yeah. Maybe.
Or maybe Kubernetes isn't. Maybe their cloud or their platform is kind of the first class. And Kubernetes isn't quite there yet. I don't know.
You might be describing the way it is today, but
Mhm.
that like they definitely seem to care about Kubernetes, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I just wonder if that's why all the wash commands are used, because that's how
Yeah,
you would manage. That's how you would modify your deployments on the platform. Like if it was running
right,
outside of Kubernetes.
right.
So or maybe they work with Kubernetes. I don't know. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Try not to make too many assumptions.
Yeah, it's interesting. I find it very interesting. Yeah, maybe what we should have done is like a wash update or something.
Mm. Yeah,
But
that's what it recommended in the logs.
oh, okay.
So
Well,
well,
it's been an adventure again. We had some victories,
two
some
good
setbacks.
successes. Didn't get to end on a successful note, but
Yeah,
you know that's life. That's life.
yeah. I feel like we can always find a little cloud in any success that we have. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna call it a day. We're gonna like keep going till failure. But we learn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Learn through failure.
we're having fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
I
say
think
so
we're
for
having
the most part.
fun. All right, all right, all right. Well, it's been fun. I hope to find some time with Aaron. I think not this week, but hopefully next week that we can fully update the action. Or if not with Aaron, then I'll try and snipe you again
Yeah.
because yeah, it feels like the we've got the repo going. We have or the deployment, the infrastructure we have like going. We can set it up now. We have the repository in a pretty good spot, I'd say. It's sort of like we can keep evolving both, automating, making sure that we can like run them from scratch. I don't know. Feeling good. Yeah.
Progress.
Yes.
We could be happy with progress.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time.
See you later.